Hi, this is Arthur, and this is a summary and explanation of Clorinde's story quest released in the game Genshin Impact version 4.7. The Traveler and Paimon are walking around Fontaine when they run into Clorinde and Navia. They invite the Traveler to play a game of Marechaussee Hunter Judgment Day. It's a new game script by the Tabletop Troupe, a local role-play adventure club. The Tabletop Troupe hosts games that allow you to participate in a story and role-play characters with your friends. Side note, this game is clearly based on Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons is a popular fantasy tabletop game where players play as fictional characters and go on an imaginary adventure. During a normal game session, a dungeon master will narrate and facilitate the game while the players play as their fictional characters and choose actions. Whether an action is successful or not generally depends on the roll of multi-face dice. Almost all recent role-playing video games modeled their games off of game mechanics popularized in Dungeons & Dragons. Back to Clorinde and Navia, both are members of the Tabletop Troupe and were asked to playtest a new script. The Traveler and Paimon agree to join and head over to where they'll be playing. Once there, they see Farina and Linny, who will also be playing. Navia then introduces Florian, the script manager. Florian explains the script they'll be playing through is based on the real history of the Marechaussee hunters. The Marechaussee hunters were people dedicated to hunting monsters. They protected others by using a special swordsmanship technique passed down over generations. Their stories can be traced back to the Remurian dynasty and the first Marechaussee hunter, Cassiodor. Side note, Cassiodor is one of the featured characters in the world quest Canticles of Harmony. After the fall of Remuria, Cassiodor integrated into Fontaine where it seems he helped create the Marechaussee hunters. Florian hands Clorinde an envelope of venues they've set up and leaves. They head to the first venue, create their characters, and start the game. Clorinde acts as the game master and facilitates the story. The story takes place long ago when humanity was still young and demons and sorcerers ruled the land. The players play as a group of Marechaussee hunters who must resolve a series of events unfolding in the capital. As they play through the script, Clorinde talks a bit about the Marechaussee hunters. In the past, anyone could become a Marechaussee hunter. They just needed to survive the training and master the swordsmanship techniques. As for why they formed, after the fall of Remuria, many monsters arose and threatened humanity. There was even an ancient sorcerer from Remuria who created an army of golems to try and establish himself as king. Side note, as told in the Canticles of Harmony world quest, this sorcerer was Boethius. Egeria, the prior Hydro Archon, responded to these threats by calling together warriors led by Cassiodor to battle against the monsters. This group became known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Eventually, Fontaine would grow peaceful, and the Marechaussee Hunters would become the Marechaussee Phantom of today, which is now mostly comprised of Melusines. Clorinde reveals her master, Petronia, was a Marechaussee Hunter and later admits to being a Marechaussee Hunter herself. Clorinde was abandoned by her parents when she was a child. Petronia subsequently saved her from some bad people and took her in. Since taking her in, Petronia trained the skills of the Marechaussee hunters into Clorinde. In the years that followed, Petronia took Clorinde to many places and even introduced her to Navia and her family. One day, Petronia just up and left and never returned. The group eventually ends their conversation and call it a night. The next day they meet at the game venue and continue playing. Navia also brings a short sword originally given by Petronia to Clorinde, who then gave it to Navia. They play through the game until reaching an unfinished end in the script. Unsure of what to do next, they chat amongst themselves. They take a look at the short sword and realize it is a Marechaussee hunter heirloom that is hundreds of years old. Clorinde mentions Petronia left behind a lot of stuff, including an old key. Clorinde adds she gave Navia the short sword right after killing her father in hopes they would remain friends. Side note, part of Fontaine's justice system includes challenging the champion duelist to a duel instead of facing trial. In Fontaine's Archon quest, it is revealed Navia's father opted for a duel against the champion duelist at the time, Clorinde. Clorinde then killed Navia's father. Clorinde and Navia were childhood friends, but the death of Navia's father chilled their relationship. After the events of the Fontaine Archon quests, it seems they've resolved things and have gone back to being friends. Just then they hear a sound at the door and the next part of the script is delivered. They continue with their game and change venues. The next venue is in a cave in front of a big vault. The game script asks them to figure out a way to get inside the vault. They then solve a puzzle and 3 keys pop out. Clorinde secretly recognizes the keys as real Marechaussee Hunter keys. When 4 such keys are combined, they form a complete key that should unlock the vault. Sensing something is off, Clorinde plays along as game master and tells everyone to shut their eyes. She then catches someone watching them and subdues him. Clorinde tells everyone to open their eyes and continues on as if this was all part of the game. The person Clorinde subdued is Florian. Florian confesses that he is an actual Marechaussee hunter and the whole game is a ruse. He was trained by his father, who was also a Marechaussee hunter. Florian is bitter because despite their good deeds, they never received any recognition or wealth. Florian tricked them here to try to steal Clorinde's key left to her by Petronia. With the fourth key, he could enter the vault and take whatever treasure was inside. The rest of the group still thinks this is part of the game and choose to enter the vault. Clorinde secretly takes her own key, combines it with the other three, and opens the vault. Inside are some old weapons and a stone tablet with the names of past Marechaussee hunters inscribed on it. As there is no treasure, Florian has a mental breakdown and Clorinde takes him outside. Florian says there was always something in his heart that felt wrong and one day his anger consumed him. Clorinde says Florian was likely possessed by a devorator. Florian suddenly remembers there was a seal that was passed down within his family. It was supposed to be maintained, but Florian neglected to do so after his father died. One day he went to check on it and that's when his memories get fuzzy. Devorators can amplify obsessions in people until they are controlled by those obsessions. Seeing the monument in the vault must have snapped him out of the devorator's possession. Florian says he stole 2 of the keys and got the 3rd from his father. Florian's goal was actually to set off explosives and bury Clorinde in the cave. Luckily, Clorinde defused all the bombs earlier. Florian feels guilt for what he's done. Clorinde tells him he can make up for it by continuing to play along in the game while they go defeat the devorator. They head back to the group and talk about how the stone tablet stands as a reminder that Marechaussee hunters do not stand alone. While the public may not remember them, Marechaussee hunters are remembered by each other. Florian says that through his possession, he could tell the devorator feared the contents of the vault. The group decides to take the old weapons inside the vault with them. Florian then says the devorator is still within the basement of his house. They head over and Florian says he will go inside and lure the devorator back into his own body. Florian wants to take responsibility for his actions, and once possessed, they will have a clear target they can defeat, even if it comes at the cost of Florian's life. Clorinde agrees and they head inside. Florian gets possessed again and he turns into a golem. They battle the golem, but nothing works. They then take out the weapons from the vault and recite the names of past hunters. Images of those past hunters appear before them and they defeat the devorator. Continuing as if the game never ended, Clorinde narrates the end of the game with Florian unconscious on the floor. Farina is amazed at the production values of this game and leaves in astonishment. The rest of the group is well aware something weird was going on and Florian wakes up and explains the truth. Florian offers to turn himself in, but Clorinde tells him to just return the keys he stole and continue on as a Marechaussee hunter. Florian says goodbye and they all leave the basement. Clorinde explains the old weapons were effective because old hunters imbued their weapons with special enchantments to suppress monsters. The group then says goodbye. And that is the end of this quest in this video. If you've liked what you've seen here, please like, comment, and subscribe.